The New Orleans Saints started off hot this season, but it all seems to be crashing down with Spencer Rattler as the starter. And just for the team in general, the offense looked really hot in the first couple of weeks. They had a loss to the Eagles, then after that, it's been tragic. So for today's video, I'm going to be rebuilding the New Orleans Saints for the next 10 years. And why I say 10 years is because this team is old. It needs like a full-fledged new team, in my opinion. Sure, at the beginning of the season, they looked like a real contending team, especially in the division that they are in the NFC South. But Derek Carr is 33 years old. Alvin Kamara just got a 2-year extension. He deserved it. But in Madden, he is 29 years old. So he's already going to be starting regression. Madden and real life are a little bit different. In real life, I still think he will probably fizzle out after his 2-year contract is over. And that's just statistics talking. Running backs usually don't last till past the age of 31. Chris Olave will be a future part of this team. Rashid Shaheed, maybe. It depends. They just picked up MVS from the Bills, who just cut him to make room for Amari Cooper. And then they got Fuaga as a defensive tackle. Trevor Penning sucks in real life. Hopefully we can develop him. Where is Ryan Ramczyk? Is he here? Yeah, just refresh the roster. They got Eric McCoy, Cesar Ruiz as well. And then you got Taysom Hill and Josh Johnson here. But Taysom Hill, 34 years old. Contract is massive. I know in real life he has a part to play for the Saints, especially moving around to all different positions. But in Madden, I'm not paying this dude $18 million a year to be a backup tight end. And then on top of that, with the defense, it's a great defense. Demario Davis, old. Cam Jordan, old. Tyrann Mathieu, old. It's just old all around. Marshawn Lattimore, maybe Chase Young will stay on the team. He's only on a 1-year contract. I'm going to start Granderson probably, but for now we're going to keep Cam Jordan. Kool-Aid McKinstry is a nice piece. Paulson Adebo, it's a nice secondary, really. Do need some new safeties here. Didn't know Tyrann Mathieu was a 92 overall in Madden. So as of right now, it's not a bad team, but in the future, I'm looking to strip apart this team because this team needs a rebuild. I think, as you can tell in real life, Dennis Allen is trying to save face, to save his job, trying to make moves to push this team. This is not a Super Bowl contending team. I'm telling you that right now, and if you think otherwise, you're delusional. Maybe a divisional round team for the playoffs, but that's as far as they're going to get. So I fired Dennis Allen. As you can see in the top right corner, our new coach is Buster Cherry, and I will be rebuilding this team for the next 10 years. And we are 2-5 at the midseason mark, kind of like in real life. I believe the Saints are 2-5, and we're still top of the division because the NFC South is just that bad. They're not as bad in real life. I think the worst division in real life now is probably the NFC West. In this simulation, obviously not. I think who's leading the NFC West right now is the Seahawks. They're like 3-4, but for the scouting national focus, it has to be QB. We're moving on from Derek Carr. I know he's not doing bad in real life right now, but in the future, he will not remain. And we are negative $40 million in cap room. This is why this team needs a rebuild. This is a sub-mid team, and by sub-mid, I mean they can either be over-mid or just below mid, give or take. They can either win a playoff game or go 9-8 or 8-9, miss the playoffs, just like they did last year. Paulson Adebo, he's a guy I want to keep. I have negative $40 million. Chase Young is a guy I want to keep. Rashid Shaheed is a guy I want to keep. Juwan Johnson, I called him Josh Johnson before, my bad. He would be a guy I would want to keep for another year. Willie Gay, crazy name. All these other guys, I can't believe Peyton Turner. This guy was a first-round pick. Whenever he was drafted, I was like, what the hell? But all these other guys, sorry for cussing for the younger audience. I won't do it again. Probably will. Chris Olave, I'll accept this option. Trevor Penning, I'm going to be real. I might just move him to left guard because guess what happens whenever you don't work out at tackle? You get moved to guard. It happened with Daniel Falalele and the Ravens. It's happened before with multiple players. It's happened before with Mekhi Becton as well. So for now, let me look at the team real quick. Yeah, I think I'm just going to do that because we have Ryan Ramczyk at right tackle, and Trevor Penning originally played left tackle before Fuaga came in, but they knew that Trevor Penning was so bad, and also Ryan Ramczyk is on the way out. So Trevor Penning is going to move to left guard for now. So let's see how he does there. In real life, he's not good, but we'll see how he does in Madden. Maybe I'll keep him. He's young. He has star development, so maybe that looks bright. But negative $40 million. Let's see let's see what the problem is here. Team salaries, Demario Davis, it makes sense, but all these guys have multiple years left remaining on their contracts. So the savings, like I would take all these penalties. I would take massive penalties. Lattimore I'm keeping. Derek Carr I don't want. Ryan Ramczyk I'm fine with, but he's old. Eric McCoy's fine. Cam Jordan's old. Carl Granderson isn't bad here. Taysom Hill, God, he's taking up that much in penalty savings. Do I save a lot from cutting Kamara, but Kamara, my bad. He has $10.2 million in savings, and I'm not going to cut him right now. Juwan Johnson's on his final year of his contract. All these other guys, like I take so much in penalty. These are just such terrible contracts. I'm going to increase Kamara's contract, whatever. I'm going to increase his contract to the 2 years that it should be, to the 2-year extension in real life, because EA did not. And of course, I'm going to increase the money. 7-10, probably how the Saints will finish out this season. 12th in the conference and 2nd in the division. The Buccaneers get into the playoffs at 7-10. That's wild. As we lose to them in Week 18, which is what advances them. That's crazy that a 7-10 team is allowed in the playoffs. Stats and awards: Derek Carr, not great, not bad, subpar there. 19th best offense, 24th defense is crazy for the Saints. 18 interceptions, not acceptable. Yeah, Derek Carr needs to be moved on from. Alvin here with a fumble, 11 touchdowns, 4.8 per carry, 1,000 yards. Nice season overall. Chris Olave, 1,000 yards, 7 touchdowns, 11 touchdowns for Cedric Wilson. Good for him. 7 for Olave, 4 for Alvin. And then defensively, we have Willie Gay here. Crazy name. 11 tackles for a loss, 2 sacks, 2 interceptions. Great year from him. 113 tackles for Demario Davis. Tackles for a loss. Saunders with 16, 13 for Cam Jordan, 12 for Brian Brzee, 11 for Willie Gay, and then sacks, 9 for Chase Young, 5 for Saunders, and then Cam Jordan, 4.5. Interceptions, 6 for Kool-Aid McKinstry. The rookie is balling. 4 for Paulson Adebo. Unfortunate that I can't re-sign him. Safety, 0 defensive touchdowns is 1 for Paulson Adebo. And the Ravens and Niners get a rematch in the Super Bowl, and the Niners can never seem to win another Super Bowl, as Lamar Jackson wins the Super Bowl MVP, Patrick Mahomes wins another league MVP, Brandon Ayuk Offensive Player of the Year, and Kool-Aid McKinstry wins Defensive Rookie of the Year. That's awesome. In the NFC South, Andy Dalton, all these other players retire, but no Saints. For the team upgrades, Derek Carr has regressed down to a 74 overall, and he is not useful to us. O-line looking nice right here with Trevor Penning at left guard. No upgrades, though. Defensively, Kool-Aid McKinstry goes from star to superstar development after winning Defensive Rookie of the Year. Then Willie Gay goes to star development. I believe Saunders also goes to star development. How old is Saunders? Kalen Saunders is 29. Rough stuff. Negative 21 million. Players ready to negotiate. We're losing Chase Young, which completely blows. Chris Olave, I'm going to accept the option. We're losing Paulson Adebo, which also sucks. Trevor Penning, I mean, since he's a 74, he's young. I'm not going to accept the option. I'd rather just re-sign him. He doesn't want to be here. But as a left guard, if he's young and has star development, I wouldn't mind re-signing him as the left guard, of course. And then Willie Gay, we're losing as well, which sucks, especially after the season he just had. It just sucks that we're in this much cap debt and we have a 7-10 team with such a weak division as well. But anyways, let's move in to the draft, since obviously we can't participate in free agency. Pick number 9 in the draft. I wouldn't be able to move up if I wanted to in the draft, which really sucks because we're in negative cap room. We have nothing really to give up. And this guy already looks good. Ted Bush here out of Michigan. Strong arm. Poor acceleration, marginal speed, Tom Brady 2.0, elite strength, elite throw power. I mean, obviously, like this guy seems so sick. Top 5 talent as well in the draft. I know I said we can't make the trade. I'm going to try to. The Panthers aren't going to go with a QB here. Let me see what I can work out. So the Panthers don't go QB, but the Raiders definitely will go with a QB here. So I'm going to try to go to a trade center and just dump all of my dead cap. We have the cap room actually to make the trade. Hold up. And that goes through. Pete Warner, Ryan Ramczyk, and we're swapping first-round picks, and I'm also giving up a 5th-round pick to move to pick number 2 in the draft. Ryan Ramczyk had a cap hit of $20 million. He wasn't bad for us, but he was 33 years old. Pete Warner, I didn't necessarily need, but it was an interest for the other team. So I'm giving those away for pick number 2 in the draft. And we're going to get Ted Bush as our QB, of course. Dude looked like an absolute baller here. We're going to need this guy on our team. I'm not even going to look at the other prospects. Sure, round talent, 1 to 2, 3 to 4, 2 to 3. All these other extras don't really need, of course. So Ted Bush here out of Michigan. A's across the board. 6'3", strong arm, 226 will be the pick. And he is an A-plus pick, ranked number 2 in the class. Picked him at 2. I wonder who's number 1 here. Hidden development. 99 throw power as a rookie is nuts. I've never seen that. Josh Allen, QB here. Non-athletic Josh Allen. 74 speed, 68 jumping, 6'3". This dude looks nuts. He will be our next Drew Brees. Round number 2, picking up a new tight end to replace Jawan Johnson. Mick Lowry here. I was going for a receiver. The receiver class didn't look good, but a possession tight end, 6'4", 245, hidden development, 84 speed, 83 speed, 84 acceleration, and then good skills across the board. Ted Bush is an 83 overall player. That's probably the highest player I've ever drafted in Madden 25. Mick Lowry here is a 73. Tyree Greenfield, 74. And then Bernard, this receiver I got in the later round just for his speed, is a 70. Didn't pick up D'Angelo Pickett, but it looks like he's going to be the replacement for Warner here. Who was the top player in the class that is just that good? overall, we had the highest player. I guess Marcus Bayless was considered the top player in the class, even though, I mean, this was a stacked class, even though we had the higher overall. So I would say we had the #1 pick, and he's already a superstar, and it revealed it immediately. I guess that's a glitch, but this dude looks like a baller. And we already have our dev trait revealed for us. I don't know if I have that on a setting by accident, because Lowry here is a superstar development. I don't know why it just reveals it to us automatically. Maybe I have it on the wrong setting, but Bush is immediately going to be a starter. Hasn't even played a single snap yet. Already higher than Derek Carr. With that being said, I'm going to trade away Derek Carr. How much would it take to dump his contract? Oh, we're actually free in cap room, $20 million, even though we take a penalty. I'm just going to dump him to another team. Well, it seems like the Panthers still have QB problems. So, yeah, I'm going to make the trade within the division. Oh, no, they're negative $35 million, and they still have problems. Okay, that's not very good for the Panthers. The Raiders still have problems at QB since we traded up with them. Nobody really seems to want him, but sure, let's, oh, I can't even go to the Seahawks. Never mind. I got to just find a way to dump his cap room. Yeah, never mind. Realistically, nobody wants Derek Carr, so I'm just going to cut him from the team, and then I'm going to get a mentor QB for Bush. Everything else seems good here. Heiner, I don't need Jake Heiner. Release him from the roster. Don't need him, and I'm also, of course, going to fill him in with the mentor, and then where's the other guy? Bernard. I want to put him at the 2. We're going to refresh this. Still need a center. Did I not re-sign mine? Am I bugging? Who was my center? No, it was Eric McCoy, and he moved to right tackle. I got to sign a right tackle now as well. But I'll do that all that off camera. We have Greenfield here, who I'm going to move to right outside linebacker to replace Pete Warner, and then every other free agent I'll just sign automatically. There's a 21-year-old punter here that's an 87 overall. Why is this not been picked up yet? 96 kick power and 99 accuracy. Who is this? He's a rookie that has 87. Was that guy the #1 player in the class? What? How does that even happen? I don't know how that works, but sure, I'll take it. Oh, Derek Carr had the mentor tag. Still not worth $40 million. I'll pay someone else. Sure, let's pay Taylor Heineke. And then we're going to be signing Trey Phillips here, or Tyree Phillips, for just 1 year as a right tackle. And then finally, Chuck Clark as a temporary 1-year strong safety. All right, now this is the team after the draft. Taylor Heineke is going to be moved to the 2, and then we're going to move Bernard up to the 2 as well. Everything else seems good. Superstar tight end, Tyree Phillips at right tackle. Got Chuck Clark at strong safety, making sure everything looks nice. Everything does look good. Granderson will get to start now, even though he's in rotation in real life. Probably going to put the other guy in the slot that I just drafted. Everything else here seems pretty good. So for now, let's move into season #1 with Ted, whatever. I forgot his name already. Ted Bush, my bad. The big Bush himself. And Bush puts us at a 3-3 record. Not bad, not great. At least we lead the division here. Scouting national focus. I need new safeties to replace Tyrann Mathieu, and I need a new strong safety other than Chuck Clark, of course. And for the players ready to negotiate, Trevor Penning doesn't want to be here. He wants a bigger market. He wants to have a mentor. I'll just pay him more money. Only $6 million a year to be a long-term left guard. He has star development. He's young. He'll be fine. Tyrann Mathieu's going to regress, so I'll wait on that. Alontae Taylor isn't bad, but I don't know if I want him since he doesn't really want to stay here. Demario Davis, same boat as Tyrann Mathieu. Foster Moreau, I don't really need. Cam Jordan, same boat as everyone else. And everyone else here, I'm just not interested in. Maybe Taylor Heineke, he just doesn't want to be here. I'll get a new mentor. And Chase Whitley here, I don't know how he was in free agency. I'll keep that punter forever. Should have signed him on a 7-year deal because this is a 10-year rebuild, but why not? Just keep him on that 5-year. Everything else here, well, I just explained why not. I'm retarded. Either way, Brian, we're not... do we accept that option? Sure, I'll probably accept that option later. But for now, let's just move into the playoffs and see if we can make them with Ted Bush. 5-12. Ted Bush, rookie season, I guess. What a start for the team. And Ted Bush, really not that bad. 30th in passing touchdowns, 32nd in pass rating. I don't know. 17th best offense, 19th best defense. Terrible rookie year. Never mind. Yards was nice. 20 receptions, 18 touchdowns. I'm not giving up on him just yet. Maybe it's just the Taylor Heineke mentor. Obviously, it's not. We're not giving up on him. Terrible passing season. Terrible season in general for the rookie, especially since he was an 83 overall starter. We'll see, though. And then Alvin with only 3.8 per carry, 10 touchdowns, 1 fumble. Huge step back from last season. Bernard, the rookie, 4th round pick, 11 touchdowns, 1,200 yards. That's star development. Olave, over 1,000 yards, 4 touchdowns, 3 for MVS, and then everyone else. What? That's all the touchdowns we had, just went to Bernard. All right, rookie-to-rookie connection here. Defensively, Demario Davis, 116 tackles for a loss, 13 for Carl Granderson, 12 for Greenfield, really 12 for Cam Jordan, and then sacks 14.5 for Granderson, 6.5 for Jordan, 6.5 for Brian Brzee. Jordan's not doing bad, he's just not worth his contract right now. And receptions, 5 for Lattimore, and then safeties on the team is 0. Defensive touchdowns is 1 for Lattimore and Tyrann Mathieu. And the Cowboys beat the Bills in the Super Bowl, sure, as if that would ever happen. Dak Prescott winning the Super Bowl MVP, absolutely not. League MVP, even more hilarious. And then all these other players here, Bernard and Tyree Greenfield both win Offensive and Defensive Rookie of the Year. The future looks bright for us, other than Ted Bush. In the NFC South, Taysom Hill retires with his garbage contract, thank God. And this is the team after the season. Bernard goes from normal to superstar development, start as a 70, all the way up to a 79 without the boost. Lowry, we already know, has superstar development. Defensively, Greenfield goes from normal to superstar. Granderson goes to superstar. Tyrann Mathieu goes to superstar. Great upgrades for the team. Cam Jordan is regressing to be expected. How long is Saunders' contract, dude? Chuck Clark is regressing as well. But the team does seem to be getting slowly better, even though our record doesn't reflect that. $112 million in cap room, something the Saints can't say in real life. Brian Brzee, I'll accept that option. Tyrann Mathieu, 85 overall superstar development. Wouldn't mind you back for another year, so he resigns. And then Demario Davis, same boat. I'll give you $11 million for 1 year. He resigns too. And then all these other guys. Cam Jordan, why not? Just give him another year. Might as well. It's only 1 year. It's not a big deal. I can trade him if I draft another defensive tackle or another defensive end, I mean. All these other guys. Blake Groupie, or just Group, however you say it. Do I just give him the contract? I mean, I can just find a better kicker. After free agency, not any big names, but sure, necessary ones need to pair someone with Brian Brzee. DJ Reader, more of a run stopper here out of Clemson, of course. I don't even know why I said that, but 1 year deal, 32 years old. Christian Benford, he's nice depth, so I put him on a 5-year contract. He'll be our DB3 to replace Paulson Adebo, even though I'd much rather have Paulson Adebo. And then Will Reichard as a young, even though it's normal development, he will stay on the team for a long time as a kicker. So for now, let's move into the draft. And we get pick number 3 in the draft. So W move from last year, and a halfback goes number 1 overall, Derek Cross. I might need to draft a halfback here, but I'm looking probably at receiver first. There's so many good running backs here yet, so I'm just gonna wait. This power back looks really good. Bunch of good QBs here, top 5s. This guy's a 2 to 3 talent. Good wide receiver here. Dwayne Vernon out of Oklahoma, 6 foot, 190, elite speed, elite acceleration, a deep route. This guy looks pretty good. I'm going to look at other players. Is there a safety around here? There's another receiver here that looks pretty good, and another one right here that is a power type. Oh, that's a right tackle. My bad. Steve Huggins, though. Let's see what Steve Huggins has. 6 foot, about the same as the other guy. Elite speed, elite acceleration. Basically the same thing as the other guy. A spec catch, though. So what is it between here? Let's look at these guys. Let's compare them here. Don't really want Hemsley. Vernon, they're basically the same. Who ranks physically higher? Vernon does, but they're both essentially just side-by-side comparison. Spec catch, this guy's overall catching is better. Yeah, they basically are the same player, so sure. Dwayne Vernon here at pick number 3 out of Oklahoma. Sure, it might be a little bit of a reach, but I'll take him anyways. We need another receiver. Ranked 17 in the class, reached on him at 3, but still, hidden development, that's what matters. 96 speed, 94 acceleration, 91 agility. Looks really good. He will be the receiver 3. In round number 2, time to look at the halfbacks. Vince Henry at a Tulane, 6 foot, 220, good speed, great strength, great acceleration. He is a power back, obviously. A break tackle, a carrying, beach rucking. Looks very, very nice. This guy was a second rounder. Well, no, that was Henry who we're looking at. Who's Spurlock? Jarek Spurlock out of Colorado State. F ball carrier vision immediately makes me want to say no. So yeah, I'm just gonna pass on that guy. And I think, ooh, who's this guy? Kahari Wheeler out of Southern Mississippi. Poor speed. I'm not gonna look at him. Other than that, so Vince Henry, round number 2, pick number 3. Good speed, great jumping, great strength, great acceleration. Ran a 4.49 and a 4.45. Vince Henry will be the running back of the future. B ranked number 6 in the class. Took him at 35. Hidden development, 92 speed as a power back is actually really good. along with 83 strength. Could be a lineman. I've seen linemen with like 81 strength. That's a very good pick. And in round number 3, picking up Amani Leak out of Washington, 6'2 pass coverage archetype, 220, hidden dev, 88 speed, 89 acceleration, A's and B's across the board. And Derek Flynn here out of Ohio State, 6'4, 335, 99 strength as a rookie, 72 acceleration, but only 59 speed. Doesn't make a lot of sense. Hidden development, B tackle, B awareness, B play rec. Massive dude, 99 strength. After the draft, Vernon's a 75, Vince Henry is a 76, great running back, Leak's a 70, Flynn's a 72, then I stopped picking after that. I am curious to see for the QBs. Oh, Derek Cross was the #1 player in the class, it looks like. What about the other receiver that I was looking at? Where is it? Receiver for round 1. Did he go? Huggins. Yeah, Steve Huggins was 1 overall higher, went to the Bengals, and he has superstar development. Might have made the wrong choice. In free agency, Michael Carter II, 82 overall DB is here. I'm going to sign this. This is a freebie. Why would nobody want to pick this up? Then also for strong safety, might as well just get Sidney Brown. Star development, 26 years old, sure. Sign him because I didn't draft a safety in this draft. And then QB, I need a mentor. I'm not going to pay that much for Geno Smith. And then so Kirk Cousins or Joshua Dobbs doesn't have mentor tag. That's unfortunate. Oh, Jameis Winston does? Yes, bring him back to New Orleans. We're going to have the crab leg stealing bandit himself come back to New Orleans. And for the team, still need to get a right tackle, but it's fine. Vernon only has star development, so we made the wrong pick over Huggins, but hey, he could be balling out. Could just be judging him. Then Henry only has star development. Again, I don't know if I glitched something where I'm seeing their development all the time. I could have accidentally had that on a setting, but someone please let me know. I don't know if it's just a glitch in Madden. I'll try and look at it now. Okay, so I couldn't find the setting, which low-key spoils the fun, but Henry's going to be the starter for now. Bush is already up to an 87 despite his terrible season. Defensively, looking into it, everything looks pretty good here. Flynn's a star development. We're going to put him at the #3 for now. Greenfield superstar. Leak is a superstar development. W pick. Like to see that. A lot of depth here. Sidney Brown will be the fill-in for now, specialist-wise. We're going to put Henry at the starter for everything. Vernon, of course, in the slot. Reader, Granderson, Leak. Honestly, I want Leak to get Rookie of the Year, potentially get Superstar X Factor. I forgot about Isaiah Foskey here. Everything else seems pretty good. 84 overall team. It's up to Bush. He has the pieces he needs. Let's move into the midseason mark for year number 3. 2 and 4. Back to where we started. Bottom of the division. Really, is it really Ted Bush? Is he really that bad? Scouting national focus. I'm just going to keep it at safety. $157 million to spend. Marshawn Lattimore. He wants to be in the Super Bowl chase. Let's just pay him a bag, dude. Oh, he's already 30? I did not know that. Wow. Okay. 3-year deal. Still going to pay him a bag. I didn't know he got so old so quickly. Chris Olave wants a mentor at his position. I'll sign a mentor. Wow. Fallen from grace. Normal development. Odell is going to be signed to the Saints. Just retired. And Chris Olave still has no interest, even though we signed Odell as a mentor. Really frustrating. Let's just do player friendly and see if he accepts that. He does not accept that. That's frustrating. Isaiah Foskey can walk. And then Sidney Brown, I don't need. Michael Carter, I wouldn't mind back, but he doesn't want to be here. Kendra Miller can walk. Tyrann Mathieu, it just depends on his age. Same thing with DJ Reader and Demario Davis. All these other extras, just not interested in. Cam Jordan can walk too now. And then Fuaga, I'm probably just going to accept his option. For now, just a really rough start. I want to make sure my playbooks are right, but let's just skip into the playoffs. 8 and 9, best we've done so far. My offense is terrible. My offensive ranking is terrible. Defensive points per game is 4th. Defensive rushing game is 27th. Really? Finished 3rd in the division. Carolina takes the division. You'll never hear that in real life, Panthers fans. But stats and awards, Ted Bush here. He sucks. He sucks, dude. 30th best offense in the NFL, 14th best defense. I'm going to keep it a stack here. I'm going to keep it a real stack. If he does not perform in the next season, I'm going to get rid of him. I know it's like, oh my gosh, he has the franchise QB tag. He looked great in his draft. He's not performing. It's as simple as that. I've been lied to. This is not Tom Brady or the next Drew Brees. But better touchdown to interception ratio. Not good, though. Vince Henry, rookie season, 3.3 average, 1 fumble, not good. Dwayne Vernon, 13 touchdowns, over 1,000 yards, great rookie season. Chris Olave, barely over 1,000 yards again, 4 touchdowns. Bernard, no touchdowns. I guess that's because we moved him out of the slot. It's because the quarterback right now, we're going to give him one more chance. If he doesn't develop in the 3rd year, that's that. I've given him a lot of pieces. He has a great offensive line. it's on him. Demario Davis, 103 tackles, tackles for a loss, 17 for Cam Jordan, 12 for Brian Brzee, 11 for Carl Granderson, sacks 9 for Cam Jordan, so I guess I'll re-sign him. Brian Brzee was 7.5, Carl Granderson 5.5, interceptions 3 for Sidney Brown, 2 for Demario Davis, safeties on the team 0, defensive touchdowns is 1 for Tyrann Mathieu. And the Steelers beat the Cowboys in the playoffs as if the Cowboys would ever make the Super Bowl, but the Justin Fields wins the Super Bowl MVP. Of course, I mean modern day Cowboys. And then Patrick Mahomes wins another league MVP, another offensive player of the year, and unfortunately, no Saints players. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Chase Young. I wish, dude. I wish for my team that he stayed, but of course, Saints love to just overpay players they don't need. Derek Carr, Odell, Tyrann Mathieu, Demario Davis, and Cam Jordan all retire. To be expected now. So with that being said, it's a young team, but there is still a lot of room for improvement. Vernon goes to superstar development. Kamara, Alvin, he's washed out now. Bush, he's up to an 89 overall without the boost, but he sucks. Defensively, Leak, we already knew was a superstar development. All these other guys, Isaiah Foskey is going to start, I guess. I need a defensive end. I need some safeties. I have $161 million to spend. Let's move into the re-signing. For the re-signings, Chris Olave, just pay this dude an absolute bag here, $25 million a year. He re-signs on that. And then Fuaga here, I'm going to accept that option. Sidney Brown, even though he led the team in interceptions, he doesn't want to be here. He's going to walk. Same thing with Michael Carter. DJ Reader, I wouldn't mind back, not for $13 million a year. You're a 78 overall defensive tackle. Calm down, dude. Everyone else here, just not interested in. MVS is down to a 66 overall. Let's move into free agency with $134 million to spend. After free agency, I got Trent Brown on a 1-year temporary contract as right tackle, Justin Simmons and Isaiah Simmons. We got 2 Simmons here at safety, and we got Jack Gibbons. All these guys are mainly just to replace the older players that just left for us. Still looking to draft a safety, of course. I don't think I'm going to draft a safety. I think I'm going to draft Cam Hands here out of North Carolina, 6'4", 251, great speed, great jumping, good acceleration, good strength, B awareness, A finesse moves. Nothing crazy, but I need a new edge rusher now that Cam Jordan's gone because Granderson's, he's hit or miss right now. Cam Hand ranked 49 in the class, not what I want to see, but hidden development, that's something we can develop him into, obviously. Terrible wording there, but Cam Hand, he will be the new edge rusher of the future. Justin Brewer here, 6-foot zone archetype out of Ohio State. Skip the combine. You already know he's a baller. B awareness, B hit power, B block shedding, B zone coverage, strong safety. We're going to draft him. Hopefully he has star development. Ranked 26 in the class. Hidden development. He will start immediately over Isaiah Simmons. Mike Hawkins here, ranked 21 in the class. Picked him up at 77. Hidden development. Demario Davis's replacement. We are balling on these draft picks. Out of USC, 6'2", 255 is huge. He's going to be a baller. And Cam Hand, 73, 74 for Justin Brewer, 75 for Hawkins. Baker, missed by me. This guy, Jaleel Kemp, 70 overall. The AI picked this guy. Normal development. Still not bad depth. We're going into the 4th year, and we still have yet to make the playoffs in this 10-year rebuild. Bush, you got to perform, and you got to perform now. We got Geno Smith here, 3rd mentor QB for Bush. For those of you guys saying, oh my gosh, giving him 3 different mentor QBs in the past 3 years is what makes him bad. It's not. It's called a video game, so I can assure you that's not the reason. But for the team, Spencer Rattler's been on the bench for so long. He's been earning so much QB XP that he's actually a 73 overall, which isn't bad. But receivers look good. You have everything you need, Bush. Literally everything. Please do not smother me in your bush. But everything else here. Hand is a superstar development. Again, I don't like seeing these developments this early, but I love to see that this guy is a superstar development player. It was the right pick. We're going to move him down to left end to replace Cam Jordan. Hopefully he's a baller. And when I say hopefully he's a baller, I mean hopefully we do not get screwed. Hawkins starts with star development. We're fine with that. Leak is going to move up. Brewer starts with star development. We're going to move him up. Wow, Marshawn Lattimore is down to an 89. Everything else seems fine here. Maybe I make Hawkins the number 1. Gibbons, Greenfield. Let's move Greenfield up. And then all these other guys are fine the way they are. Hand there, and then Henry is going to move up as well. So we seem really good here. 86 overall team. Everything seems to be filled in nicely. It's just Bush doesn't do his job. He has every piece he needs. Very young here on the team, especially the defense, but it just needs to perform. It needs to perform here, offense and defense. Getting pretty annoying. Year number 4, let's move into the midseason mark. 6-1 at the midseason mark. Our only loss coming from the Giants in 2 weeks before. we're balling now. We are balling now. We are second in the division behind the 6-0 Carolina Panthers, who are number 1 in the conference now. Bryce Young is just a baller in simulation. Unfortunately, not in real life. $171 million to spend. Kool-Aid make history. Let's do a 6-year contract for you. $18 million a year, just about. He resigns. Brian Brzee wants $19 million a year, and we'll do 5 years for him up until he's 30. He resigns. Jalen Ford, not bad, but I already have Leak. So maybe he moves to inside linebacker. So I'm going to actually do that now. Let's move Jalen Ford to inside linebacker. And then from there, we can give him his contract. Because it makes no sense to pay him as an outside linebacker. It doesn't really affect his contract much at all. But he'll be nice depth for 5 years. He's young. He has star development. He'll be behind Hawkins. Granderson's already, dang, he's already 30. Let's do a 2-year contract for you, bud. And he re-signs on that with minimal interest. And Cesar Ruse, I wouldn't mind back. 4-year contract. Sure, that's honestly fine with me. $11 million a year. He re-signs. Eric McCoy. He's up to 30 years old, but he'll last for sure. He's going to re-sign on that. Spencer Rattler, wow, he has high interest with the team. How much does he want even? He wants $4 million a year to be a backup QB. Can I get trade value out of this guy? I'm actually wondering for myself. I want to see. Yeah, nobody really wants Spencer Rattler since he doesn't have an actual rap sheet, but let's see what the Titans actually want. They have Baker at QB. I hate to do it to him, but can we trade away Spencer Rattler for a 4th-round pick? We drafted him for a 4th, and he gets sent off to the Titans for a 4th. Might as well just get value out of him while we can. Justin Simmons is old. Jack Gibbons was only meant to be a temporary player. All these other guys were just meant to be only temporary players. Ted Bush, I might accept the option if his stats look good. I might accept the option. We're 6-1. I'm assuming they look good. Let's move into the playoffs. And we are 12-5 here as the Panthers go 15-2, number 1 seed. Of course, our division suddenly gets hard now. But hey, we made the playoffs. That's what matters. Stats and awards. Ted Bush, okay, 18th and 19th, but 22nd offense, 7th the best defense. So this is good. This is a huge improvement. I know a lot of people would be like, oh, you rushed him. You waited too long. He was terrible his first 2 seasons, and I know he was developing. This is a good season. It's just compared to the rest of the league, 15th pass rating, 18th passing touchdowns, 19th passing yards. This is good in a regular perspective. Compared to the rest of the league, not so much. I guess everyone just has baller QBs now. Vince Henry, no fumbles, 13 touchdowns, 4.0 per carry, 1,000 yards. Huge jump in his development. Same thing with Ted Bush. Dwayne Vernon, 12 touchdowns, 1,000 yards. Lowry here, 800 yards, 5 touchdowns. Outperforming Chris Olave here in literally every stat. That's crazy. Bernard with 8 touchdowns, 800 yards. Defensively, Leak, 85 tackles for a loss, 19 for Brian Brzee, 11 for Greenfield, 10 for Granderson, 9 for Cam Hand. Sacks, 12.5 for Granderson, 9 for Brzee, 7 for Cam Hand. Not bad there. Interceptions, 5 for Marshawn Lattimore, and 4 for Justin Brewer, the rookie. Safeties on the team, 0 defensive touchdowns is 1 for Isaiah Simmons, the backup safety. Can we beat the 10-7 Los Angeles Rams to give Ted Bush his first ever playoff win? We do. Here to face the 12-5 JJ McCarthy Minnesota Vikings. I'm assuming they have JJ McCarthy. We're better in every way, and we beat them. Here we are in the conference championship in year number 4. What a total turnaround for this team. We were what? We were 7-10, 5-12, and then 8-9. Now we're 12-5 here to face Superstar X Factor. I'm assuming Caleb Williams in the conference championship. He is not an X Factor, but he is one of the top players on their team. Here we are versus the Bears. They open up with 7. We respond with 6. Okay, I guess we went for 2 and didn't get it. 17-6 versus Caleb Williams and the Bears. They're probably going to terrorize us throughout the entirety of this dynasty, if we can even make it a dynasty. And it will be 21-27 versus the Chicago Bears. Unfortunate that we get this far in season 4. Glad this is a 10-year rebuild, not a 4-year rebuild. Ted Bush, 111 pass rating, great game, but Caleb Williams, of course, is overpowered in this. He's doing pretty good in real life. I don't think he'll ever do that good, but still, I mean, I'm sure I'm going to bite my tongue on that. Let's move into the offseason. And the Browns crushed the Bears in the Super Bowl, winning their first ever Super Bowl and their first ever Super Bowl appearance. Denzel Ward wins the Super Bowl MVP. Patrick Mahomes, 3 times in a row, wins the NFL MVP. Brandon Ayuk, I guess that's 3 times in a row. He wins the Offensive Player of the Year. And there's no Saints here for rookies. In the NFC South, Geno Smith, Trent Brown, Justin Simmons, and Alvin Kamara all retire. These are the team upgrades. Bush stays the same. All these other players, from what I can see, stay the same. I need a right tackle. I need a free safety. Any other upgrades that I can see? Brian Brzee goes up to superstar development. Secondary seems good other than the free safety. Gibbons, Hawkins. Why is Hawkins not moved up? Hawkins should be the starter. A lot of youth here, especially at the linebacker position. Defense is very young. Granderson I'm probably going to have to replace, even though he performs pretty well. Ted Bush here for the option. I will accept it. Hopefully it's not a bait year and then I give him a big contract and he starts performing like Deshaun Watson. Gibbons, Bub Means, all these other extras can just walk. Now, I don't want to splurge too bad in free agency because here's the thing. I'm getting Jahmyr Gibbs. I know I just said I wasn't going to splurge and our running back is kind of good right now. Jahmyr Gibbs is too good to pass up. We're going to give him a 5-year deal. Player friendly, $11 million a year. But this is whenever the hard part starts to come on. I have all these young players who are going to want a contract. Terrion Arnold is here as well. Oh, man. And Xavier Worthy. I don't need Xavier Worthy. I need to tell myself that. I do not need Xavier. I want him. Terrion Arnold, though, I'm not passing this up. $15 million a year. I'm losing Marshawn Lattimore due to age. So this is completely unacceptable if I don't get this. Make it $17 million a year. Yeah, I'm splurging. Never mind. I completely retract what I said. Taylor Moton is here, but there's also Trey Smith, who I could move to right guard. Zach Martin's also here, and he's probably more cost efficient. We'll do 1 year with Zach Martin because I'm cool with that, and I'll move him to right tackle. And Kalen Bullock here, this will fix my safety problem. I'm spending a little bit too much here, but this is all I can afford to spend at this point. Yeah, we're going to have the 1 year for, Jahmyr Gibbs, Zach Martin, Jahmyr Gibbs, Terrion Arnold, and Bullock are all long-term signings. So, yeah, I'm not changing this. Let's see what we get. We get all of them. W. I'm going to move Zach Martin to right tackle just for 1 year. All right, this is a Super Bowl winning team right here. Chris Olave, some other players maybe getting a little bit older. But I know Granderson's getting older, so I'll probably draft as a replacement in this upcoming draft. I got Terrion Arnold to replace Marshawn Lattimore. His contract will end soon enough. And then I gotta pay Hands, I gotta pay Flynn, I gotta pay all my linebackers, I gotta pay Brewer, and then of course I gotta pay all my receivers, I gotta pay my tight end Lowry. I gotta pay a lot of players, and of course Bush, he's gonna want like $50 million a year, and I only have $57 million left in cap, so I might have just screwed myself, but we'll see. And of course, the one time I scout safeties and I don't need them anymore, it is a stacked out safety class when I get here. Jonathan Collada here out of Florida, 6'6". No, that's a left tackle. My gosh. Never mind. But this guy like Dickerson here and this free safety Shepard, free safety, strong safety, all these other guys look so sick. Max Shepard, 6 foot, 225, physicals, good, great. Bees, all these guys look good, but of course I don't need them anymore. And it just kicked me out of franchise. Thank you, EA. I love your billion-dollar company. We got Rafael here, or Vaquez. I low-key don't want to draft him just because of his last name, but just because of the name in general. 6'3", 250 out of Arkansas. Physicals, good acceleration, great jumping, good speed, good strength, 4.72. Not bad. F zone coverage, I don't need him to be in zone coverage, obviously, but all these other guys got a run stopper, linebacker. Do I have really this other guy, speed rusher? Bruce Glass out of USF, 6'4", 248. A lot more athletic. Already liking this guy a lot better. Hopefully he's not made of glass. Har. He is. F injury. Bruce Glass, F injury. Good thing injury is off. Way more physical. This guy's going to replace Granderson. He is ranked 23 in the class, picked him up at 29. Hidden development, seems like a baller. He will sit behind Granderson just for a year because Granderson literally just had 12.5 sacks. Why would I bench him? In round number 2, picking up this right guard who can easily move to right tackle whenever Zach Martin leaves. Jason Barnett out of Ole Miss, 6'3", 323, hidden development, 86 strength, 82 acceleration, A's and B's across the board. And then in round number 3, ranked 207 in the class, picked him at 93, stretch, but hidden development, 90 strength. You love to see it at Texas A&M, so it doesn't really seem that bad, but his overall will be low. Bruce Glass, 75 overall. Jason Barnett, 73. Broles here, 66, but he has the development. Then all these other guys I didn't pick. Not a bad guy here in Cole George here at a Northwestern. Normal development, but still. After the draft, this is what the team looks like. 93 overall offense, 88 defense, 90 overall team. That defensive rank will increase whenever my players develop. Everything just seems great offensively. Bush has everything he needs, even more additional players that makes us even more of a baller. Hawkins is still going to be over Ford. I just signed him as depth. And everything else here, George Pickett, Glass, and Glass is only a star development. So we're going to make up the backup right end to Granderson for now. And for our defensive backs, Kool-Aid McKinstry and Terrion Arnold are already over Lattimore. And is this Lattimore's last year? No, he has 2 more years left on his contract. I guess I did sign him in the last year. I just gave him an extension into last year. So that's fine with me because of his overall and then all these other contracts I'll deal with later. So I have to be picky on who I give my money to because I got to give Hand a contract. Granderson's contract is about to run out. Brian Brzee is fine. All my linebackers, my strong safety needs a contract, of course. My QB is going to be a massive one. Bernard and Vernon and Laurie all need a contract as well. And then this guy Barnett is a 73 overall star development. Going to move him to right tackle. And we are 3-3 once again at the midseason mark. Please don't start this again. Did Bush just have a one-hit wonder season? I would hate for that to happen. Scouting national focus, I don't need anything. I literally just don't, so it's never too bad to have too much depth at defensive back. Might as well. Players ready to negotiate $24 million. This is whenever shit gets bad. This is whenever shit hits the fan, and I messed up. I messed up by spending all that money. Vernon, I'm going to accept that option later. Mike Laurie, he just doesn't want to be here. He doesn't want to play for the team. I might tag and trade him, and then Bernard, he just doesn't want to be here either. He wants to be close to home. He wants to have a mentor at his position. What does Mike want? Mike wants to be close to home in New Hampshire. So that is unfortunate. Greenfield, I have depth at linebacker. He wants $13 million a year. Outrageous. You're walking. And Fuaga, I'm not going to trade any of these guys because we seem like contenders. But Fuaga, I want as my left tackle. I don't want to pay him $25 million a year. I'm sorry. He's not getting paid $25 million a year. All these other guys, Zach Martin's going to have to walk. And I don't want to trade them, but if I don't trade them now, I feel like I'm not going to get the chance to trade them at all. Michael Laurie, do I really need him for the Super Bowl run? I'm not going to waste the opportunity to trade this guy. All the other guys I'm going to keep for my run, but we're 3-3, so I don't necessarily know the trade packages. I don't want players. I want picks to replace my guy. I can definitely get a first-round pick for this guy. Spillman doesn't look bad at all. Yeah, we're gonna see what we can get. And that's surprisingly accepted. A first and a second round pick from the Bengals for Laurie. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. We can do without him. Bernard, I want to tag. Fuaga, I'm probably going to tag and trade. And then Greenfield, I don't quite know yet. Zach Martin's going to have to walk. Already got his replacement. And yeah, I screwed myself on cap. I knew that going into it, but hopefully Marshawn Lattimore's contract ends faster than I anticipated. Let's move into the playoffs. We finished 8-9. My defensive points per game is 32nd. Why? Why? My defense is so good. The game is just smoke and crack. Ted Bush, great. 10th best offense in the NFL. We had the 7th best defense last year, and now it's 31st. Makes no sense. No sense. Ted Bush, 4,200 yards, 38 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, 13 pass rating, or is it 138? 113. Great season. Jahmyr Gibbs, good pickup, 13 touchdowns, 5.2 per carry, 1,000 yards. He was great. Chris Olave, 1,000 yards, 12 touchdowns. Vernon, almost 1,000 yards, 12 touchdowns. Bernard, 8 touchdowns, 900 yards. And then, of course, we had some missed receptions from the tight end we traded at the midseason. Greenfield, 94 tackles for a loss, 15 for Granderson, 13 for Cam Hand, 11 for Brzee, sacks, 8 for Cam Hand, 4 for Granderson, 4 for Brian Brzee. When is Granderson's contract? When does that end? I need to get that out of here. Interceptions, 4 for Kalen Bullock. Safeties on the team, 1 for Lattimore, defensive touchdowns, 1 for Bullock. And the Browns and the Panthers in the Super Bowl, something you will never hear in real life. Panthers win their first ever Super Bowl here to the Browns. Bryce Young wins the Super Bowl MVP. Patrick Mahomes wins another league MVP. Wow, so surprising. No awards here for the Saints. In the NFC South, Tre'Davious White and Vita Vea both retire. Keep in mind, my defense is an 89 overall, same with my offense right now, and they just suck for no reason. Need a new tight end. Zach Martin's going to walk. Bernard, I have some players that I just need to re-sign in general. I want to cut Granderson. How much does it take to cut him, and would it be that big of a deal if I did? It would essentially do nothing if I cut him. Really sucks. Bernard, Vernon here. Vernon, I'm going to accept his option. Bernard wasn't a first-round pick. Same draft, though. Greenfield, Fuaga. Fuaga, I want to tag and trade. So I want him to just flat out reject my contract, make sure he doesn't accept this at all, or else it will completely screw me. And he does not want to re-sign with the team. I'm going to tag and trade him. Greenfield, I wouldn't mind. 15 million a year is outrageous. You can walk. I know some people are going to be like, oh, he's technically not an edge rusher, so if you move him to linebacker, it will give him a better contract. He's 27. I have depth at linebacker. It's not that big of a deal. Some dumbass team wants to take him. Yeah, sorry for cussing. If some dumb team wants to take him, they can. Zach Martin doesn't really want to be here. Don't really want Isaiah Simmons. DeJuan Bernard here is someone I do want back. I'm going to do very player-friendly, 16 million a year. He resigns with the team. Can I get Zach Martin for another year? Would that be, I would be almost in cap debt if he would even accept it. But Zach Martin, let's see if he accepts it. He does resign, and we have just enough to tag Fuaga, and we're going to be in cap debt, but I'm going to trade Fuaga. We're going to keep Zach Martin for another year. I'm going to get a new left tackle. And yeah, I'm going to trade Granderson as well. And that actually goes through. Didn't think it would. Fuaga and Granderson to the Bills for a first, second, and a third. Crazy. And now we have 3 first-round picks, 15, 19, and 29. There is a left tackle right here. Stockton, first and second rounder. George Stockton, 6'5", 315 out of Penn State. Physical is poor strength. I'm not drafting you. Another one here. Smith, Cordell Smith out of Arizona State. AAB, 6'7", 328. Great strength. Poor jumping. Doesn't matter. He's going to be the franchise left tackle over Fuaga, ranked 58 in the class. No, my gosh, normal dev sucks, but he's going to be the guy. Dylan Bayless here out of Florida State, 6'6", 257, A catching traffic, A catching, great speed, great acceleration, A's across the board. He's going to replace our other tight end. 32 in the class, picked him at 19, hidden development. He seems like a baller. Wow, there are so many good QBs here on the board. That's why I guess the league is so stacked. These are normal draft classes, by the way. And everything else here, free safety, defensive tackle. I mean, I guess with my other first-round pick, I'll draft another defensive tackle, Clark Keene here. Elite strength. Sure, this guy looks good. Let's take him. Really don't even know what to draft. Normal dev, blows, but 95 strength, really nice. I guess depth as a first-round pick is crazy. And in the second round, picking up right outside linebacker Joey Duke out of Texas Tech, 6'1", 228, hidden development. He will replace the other outside linebacker that I traded away. I have 3 second-round picks as well. That's nuts, dude. And with my other second-round pick, free safety Will Rivers out of USC, depth at safety. I just have so much value. And in the third round, middle linebacker Marquise Potts out of USC, 6'3", 250, hidden dev, 91 speed, 87 acceleration. I have way too much draft value, and I got a hidden development defensive back in the third round with my other third-round pick. Skill is not good. Athlete, though, overview. I mean, profile, only 88 speed, but 95 acceleration, hidden development. And in the first round, my left tackle is a 73 overall, but the normal development really sucks for an offensive lineman. Bayless, 74. Keene's a 73. Duke is 73. Got this guy, Matt Rich, in my second round. Not good. Will Rivers is 73. Potts is a 73. Then I just stopped drafting after that. Year number 3 with the team. My team still has yet to win a Super Bowl because they're very frustrating to work with, especially Bush. But Bayless has star development. I guess Zach Martin's going to play left tackle for now. Defensively, this is what we got going on. Lattimore has regressed pretty far, and I don't even see my other defensive back. He probably got cut because the AI is a moron, and Keene is a 75 overall. Glass is going to get a start now. Duke, all these other guys. Put Hawkins at the number 1, please. Potts is even more depth for my team. Duke is a star development. And Rivers, the free safety that I drafted with an extra pick, has superstar X factor, and there's no point to keeping Bullock on my team anymore. I gave him a 5-year contract as well. So I'm going to start Bullock, well, not Bullock, Rivers in the next season. Should I just start him now? I'll put him in the slot to give him some XP. Henry, Gibbs, let's put Gibbs. Give Gibbs all the reps. Everything else seems fine. If this team doesn't make the playoffs, I'm going to be furious, dude. Not week 6, but year number 6 for the team. Let's just skip into the playoffs. And we make the playoffs here as we're coming off a loss that was crucial to our division. Well, not really. I guess the Panthers would have had it either way, but Panthers are 12-5, and we are 91 across the board, and they're not. They're 4 overalls lower than us, and they're performing better, which is really annoying. Second in the division, 6th seed here. Let's see what we got for the stats and awards. Ted Bush, top 10 QB in the NFL, 10th best offense in the NFL. Defense. Why? Why is that a thing? Why is that a thing? Oh, change your playbooks. My playbooks were just fine before. It makes no sense. Rating 117, interceptions 7 to 38 touchdowns, 4,300 yards. Jahmyr Gibbs, 4 fumbles, outrageous. 12 touchdowns, 4.0 per carry. This is why I paid you $12 million a year, and you give me this. Atrocious, dude. Dwayne Vernon, almost 1,500 yards, 15 touchdowns. That's going to be an X factor. Bernard, 5 touchdowns, 880 yards. 11 touchdowns, 800 yards. Defensively, Justin Brewer, 92 tackles for a loss, 19 for Brzee, 10 for Duke, 9 for Ham, and then sacks 12 for Cam Hand, 8.5 for Glass. They're both developing nicely. 5.5 for Leak. Interceptions, 3 for Justin Brewer, and then safeties on the team, 0 defensive touchdowns is 0. Can we beat the 12-5 Carolina Panthers? We're 4 overalls higher than them. This should be a win. It is going to be a win. Here to face the 10-7 Giants. We're 4 overalls higher than them. We have a better team. The AI just doesn't want us to win with a 32nd ranked defense, and we lose to the Giants, dude. We're better than them in every way. And our defense is just ranked last for no reason. So you're telling me if I change my scheme, it literally cannot get worse because we have just a terrible team in general? Jacksonville defense, I highly doubt that's good. We have, is this a 4-4 formation? Detroit's defense, would it really be worth it if we did that? Rams, no. Baltimore, I hate running 3-4. Let's try Detroit's defense. It literally cannot get worse. We are the worst defense in the NFL for no reason. In the Battle of Texas, somehow the Cowboys are still making the Super Bowl as the Texans win their first ever Super Bowl in their first ever Super Bowl appearance. Christian Harris wins the Super Bowl MVP. Josh Allen wins the league MVP, and there are no awards here for the Saints once again. In the NFC South, Zach Martin, Braden Smith, and Jamel Dean all retire. I can't believe we're going into year number 7 and I still haven't won a Super Bowl or even appeared in a Super Bowl yet. It's ridiculous. Bush is a top 10 QB in the NFL, doesn't have superstar development. Gibbs fumbled the ball 4 times. Chris Olave is regressing now. He's down to an 86 without the boost. He's 30 years old. He has a massive contract. I'm paying him like $25 million a year. Vernon's an X factor now. That's nice to see. Defensively, Verzzi's an X factor. Leak's an X factor. Brewer's an X factor. Arnold's an X factor now. Bullock is superstar. Now I'm conflicted. Because what do I do with Rivers then? He's not. I'm gonna trade. I'm trading Bullock. He's going to get good value. Rivers is an X factor. I'm just not going to let him rot on the bench. And then I'm going to trade him for a first round pick. Going to draft some more defensive backs, I guess. Wow. It's crazy that defense was ranked last in the league. Yeah, all these guys, rough. Finn's going to walk. Lattimore's going to walk. Penning's going to walk for sure. All these other guys. We're signing Ted Bush off the rip. He is the guy. He's going to be $50 million a year for, sure, 5 years. That's crazy, but it is what it is. Cam Hand I want. Leak is 26. Leak is going to leak out of my hands. Cam Hand is going to come to me. And Vince Henry is not bad. Here. I want to sign him for 1 year and then trade him because he has value. Flynn is not bad either. Lattimore is not bad for another year. Leak, how much do you want? $6 million for 2 years? I can definitely do that. Let's increase it just a little bit. And he resigns for 2 more years. Vince Henry, I kind of want back. That's what I want. I also want Marshawn Lattimore back. Can I just tag and trade Vince Henry? I think that's what I'm going to do. Because he's not bad for sure. But I already have Gibbs. And he re-signed on that? Okay, I thought he said he didn't. Okay. My bad. I overreacted. Let's get Lattimore back for 1 more year. And he says no. That foiled my entire plan. We're going to tag and trade Henry, and then all these other extras can just walk out. And the Broncos are actually stupid enough to trade me a next year's first-round pick for an 87 overall running back. That is a $16 million cap hit, so cool with me. And I give up Kalen Bullock in a third to get the Miami Dolphins pick number 16 of the draft. And in the first round, picking up defensive back Caleb Lynch to replace Marshawn Lattimore out of Florida. 6'3", 190, hidden development, 90 speed, 93 acceleration, A block shedding, B awareness, B tackle, B zone coverage, and B press. And with my other first-round pick, B plus pick, ranked 76 in the class, hidden development, Wayne Patton out of West Virginia, 5'10", 181. Chris Olave is getting old. He's just going to be the future guy. And yeah, I just have so many draft picks that I can easily just draft for the future. Yeah, so I'm really dumb. I forgot to draft the left guard until the 4th round, but Swinton, I got this guy as a depth halfback, 72 for Patton, and 75 for Caleb Lynch. Now, this is the team after the draft. Not very good on that side of the ball, but Vernon is going to be the 1. Olave is going to be the 3. Patton's already has star development, as we can see. Defensively, wow, very, very good. 5 X factors. This is the 32nd ranked defense in the NFL, guys. Keep that in mind. But Hand, Glass, going to need to pay them their contracts as well. 87 overall team. It was much better before. It's just I have to trade a lot of players now, and my offensive line has crumbled. Hopefully we can make the playoffs. Me having a lower team, I'm sure I'll just make the playoffs now because that's how it works. And here we are in the playoffs at 11-6 with a lower overall team. With the boost, we're a 91 overall team now. Nice to see that. Stats and awards. Ted Bush, 20th in the NFL for passing yards. He just tanked. He just suddenly tanked. 13th offense. 24th defense with Detroit Lions playbook. With all my X factors on my team, sure, dude. 4,000 yards, 31 touchdowns, 7 receptions, 110 pass rating. Jahmyr Gibbs, 1 touchdown. Ted Bush with 10 rushing touchdowns. Why? Why is he running? I don't know why, but sure. Jahmyr Gibbs, 4.6 average, 1,100 yards, Receiving wise, Chris Olave, 1,000 yards, 10 touchdowns. Dwayne Vernon, 4 touchdowns, 900 yards for Dylan Bayless, and 6 touchdowns, outperforming Bernard. And then defensively, Joey Duke, 92 tackles for a loss, 14 for Brzee, 10 for Duke, and Keen, sacks, 13 for Hand, 9 for Brzee, 9 for Glass, 6.5 for Keen, interceptions, 3 for Arnold, 3 for Kool-Aid McKinstry, and safeties on the team, 1 for Brzee, 2 for Kool-Aid McKinstry. He seems to be balling. We got to win something, dude. Please beat the Niners. We haven't lost a wild card yet, and we're going to continue to not lose. We are at home, same record, better overall than the Rams. We are 5 overalls higher. Please do not mess this up. Please put me in the conference championship. I'm going to lose it, dude. I'm going to lose it that we haven't made a Super Bowl. EA Sports. My gosh, dude. Look at our defensive rank for passing. 22nd. Why? I have all superstars or superstar X Factor starting at a secondary position. It is ridiculous, dude. This game is so dumb. And the Cowboys win the Super Bowl. Lane McKinney in Super Bowl new QB. Sure, dude. Antonio Green, Niners new QB that we took out in the wildcard round. League MVP. No awards for Saints. In the NFC South, Eric McCoy retires along with other players. And for the upgrades, Ted Bush finally goes to superstar development. Good stuff for him. Is Jahmyr Gibbs seriously regressing? Yeah, I shouldn't have traded away the other running back. Oh my god. Oh, the team is crumbling before my eyes. The consequences of my own actions. I need an entire new offensive line. This is the 24th ranked defense in the NFL. Thank you, EA. You are my savior. But, yeah, this is EA Sports for you. My favorite Lynch star development. Sure, EA Sports. Negative 2.7 million. Losing Vernon, losing Justin Brewer, losing Glass. No, I can accept Glass's option. That sucks. That sucks that I'm losing Vernon and my top receiver, and I'm losing my superstar X Factor strong safety. Mike Hawkins is leaving as well. Benford's gone. Okay, so I need to draft another receiver, and I need to draft a strong safety. I can't even tag these guys, which sucks. And all these other guys, I can't tag and trade them. And I'm going to lose my 95 overall punter, Chase Whitley. No, and my kicker. I'm going to have to draft a kicker and punter. I'm going to have to draft a new receiver, a new strong safety, a new left guard, a new center. I'm so chopped. Gilbert Blackstock out of USC, 5'10", 203. Solid. B's across the board. Sure, dude. I don't even care at this point. Ranked 25, picked him at 23, hidden development, good enough. Lamar Barton, wide receiver out of Tennessee, 6'3", playmaker, 213, solid elite. It looks good to me. Sure, we're going to draft him. Chris Olave, contract, please run out. A-plus pick, ranked 7 in the class, hidden development, looks like a baller. In the 3rd round, picking up a new center, David Wheeler, hidden development, 6'3", 300 pounds, 83 strength, 78 acceleration, A's and B's across the board. And after the draft, strong safeties is 75, 77 overall for the receiver, 71 for my center. Got a left guard, he's 67, then I stopped drafting after that. Year number 8 for the team. If I go all 10 seasons without winning a Super Bowl, I'm going to be livid. Barton's a 78 overall already. He's going to be starting over Patton here. Why not just put him at the wide receiver too? Chris Olave can be the 3. I would much rather have my X Factor receiver than Olave. I was paying my X Factor way less than Olave too. Super frustrating. Wheeler's a 73. Got Parker at a 75. It's just not good anymore. My team's just not good anymore. 88 overall defense. I'm sure they're going to get last in the league regardless. Let's test it out. Let's go back to the Atlanta defense and see how bad we do. And for the rest of the team, the defense looks great. It looks great, but the AI just won't allow it. It's super annoying. Potts is still going to go over Ford here. Specialist-wise, let's put Potts over everyone else, over Leak, and I don't know about that. Let's do that. Everything else seems good here. Barton's going to be in the slot as well. Just do not screw me over, AI. I'm sick and tired. Please. Maybe the lower overall the team, the better my team does with EA logic. 11-6 as we are atop the division, above the Panthers. Stole it from them, thank God. Stats and awards, Ted Bush, not that good anymore. 20th best offense in the NFL. And, okay, my defense only works whenever my offense is bad. Thank you. Great. I would love to have both, but I guess it's not possible. Bush, almost 4,000 yards, 34 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. 107 pass rating. Still great season in general, but 21st and then 18th in the league. I guess everyone just has God-level QBs now. Jahmyr Gibbs, no fumbles, but only 3.9 per carry, 9 touchdowns, over 1,000 yards. Lamar Barton, the rookie. 13 touchdowns, 1,100 yards. He's definitely going to be replacing Olave here. And then Bayless is doing pretty well for a tight end. Defensively, Potts with 95 tackles for a loss, 12 for Brian Brzee, 9 for Glass, 7 for Potts and Hand. And then sacks, 16 for Cam Hand. That's X Factor. Bruce Glass, 14.5. That's superstar development. 4.5 for Leak. Interceptions, 2 for Lynch. Arnold, Duke, and Kool-Aid McKinstry. Safeties on the team, 0 defensive touchdowns is 1 for Kool-Aid McKinstry, who has been balling. Please beat the Vikings. I'm going to play the divisional round if we can make it here. And we do. Thank you. I'm not going to lose to a divisional rival here. We're lower overall, so by Madden logic, we should win. And we are no longer playing the Bryce Young Panthers. We are playing the Joe Burrow Panthers. I just saw him in the pregame. 6-7 game, 10-6 here, 12-10 versus the Panthers, 13-12 at halftime. They're finally going to take the lead, 15-13, 20-15. Defense holding strong, and we will be moving back to the conference championship. Joe Burrow Panthers, get out of here. Here we are to face the 14-3 Cowboys. I'm not going to lose to the Cowboys. I refuse. Hopefully we win this. Here we are versus the Dallas Cowboys, and of course they start out 10-0, now 10-7. The Cowboys seem to be thriving without Dak Prescott. Who would have guessed? 21-10 at halftime, 28-10 versus the Cowboys, and it's going to be 28-10 late fourth quarter, 28-17, too little, too late, as the New Orleans Saints are finally moving on to the Super Bowl. My gosh, it only took till 2031. Here we are versus the 8-9 Miami Dolphins. Confirms the worse your team is, the better it is in Madden. Thank you, EA. Marvelous game you made. Bayless is a superstar development. Barton doesn't go to X Factor. He already came with superstar development. He's still a baller. Defensively, what do we got here? Any other upgrades that I can see? No. Blackstock is a star development. Lynch is a backup there. Everything else looks pretty good, I guess. So, sure, let's move into the Super Bowl. Not even excited. It's not even close to being my best team, and just EA doesn't ever want me to win. So, I'm sure we'll lose to the 8-9 Miami Dolphins because, of course, they're the worst team. Here we are versus the Miami Dolphins. They're going to open up with nothing. We open up with nothing. 3-0 start for us. Now 10-0 versus the Dolphins. 10-3 at halftime. We open up half with another 7. They're finally going to score their first touchdown here. We're going to make it 20-10. Too little, too late for the Dolphins. And after 8 seasons, we finally win the Super Bowl. This was a 4-year rebuild. It would be chopped so fast. The worst team I've had throughout this entire rebuild wins the Super Bowl. EA Sports. My favorite, dude. Anyways, a win's a win. I'll take it. Maybe if our team gets worse, we'll win more Super Bowls in the rest of the rebuild. Let's move into year number 9. And Ted Bush wins the Super Bowl MVP. Joe Burrow on the Panthers wins the league MVP. And there are no other awards here for the Saints. A win's a win. I'll take it. In the NFC South, surprised that, Chris Olave doesn't retire with the Super Bowl ring there. For the players ready to negotiate, $59 million to spend here. Where is Chris Olave? Is his contract seriously still not up? How long is that? How long did I sign him? I think, was it 6 years? We're at year 9 in the rebuild. Amani Leak, I kind of want back. Hand is a must-have back. We're going to do a 3-year contract so I don't keep screwing myself with these long terms. I mean, we're in year number 9 anyway, so it doesn't matter. Accept the option for Dylan Bayless. Jason Barnett, right tackle. I do want long-term. 5-year deal for him. He resigns. Leak, Keen, all these other guys. Keen, is he an option? Yeah, he's an option, so I'll accept that. And then Smith, I don't even want him as a left tackle, but honestly, sure, if he's an 80 overall. All these other guys, Leak. Do I want $20 million a year for Amani Leak? No, I don't. I have $20 million to spend, but I'm not gonna do that. But also, Amani Leak, why does he want $20 million a year? Does he think he's an edge rusher? Because he's not. Let's see what he wants if I put him at middle linebacker. And if I put him at middle linebacker, he wants just about the same. So I'm just not gonna do that because I'm limited on cap room, and I'm just not gonna do it. So I'm just gonna skip into the draft. And we're back to having 1 pick, and of course, it's the year where we are very last in the draft. Dude, what is Chris Olave's contract? He's 32. He's been just non-stop progressing since I've got him. $32 million this final year. That's seriously what I gave him. Cut him, bro. Cut him off this team, please. I'm not doing that. $8 million a year I save in cap. I have a guy that's just as good as him that I don't have to pay in Peyton. Probably should have re-signed Leak. I need a left guard still. Parker's not that bad, but I need a right guard, maybe a left guard. Thigpen, I get this guy's last name is Thigpen. Stupid name, but sure. He's going to be the left outside linebacker for now. And I don't really know past that. As you can tell by my voice, I am very distraught with what I built. Very sad days. But yeah, I need a left outside linebacker, maybe another defensive tackle, sure. I need a left guard, a right guard. I need quite a bit here, but either way, my team won the Super Bowl. In the first round, picking up Nate Ragdon here, ranked 33, picked him at 32. Hidden development right guard, 6'6", 322, 90 strength. He will be the starter immediately. And in round number 2, getting a new left guard. Normal development, he'll just be a backup. And this is what we got after the draft, 74, 73, 67 as a defensive tackle. Didn't draft after that. We got a fullback in the 4th round, really. This is the team going into the next season. Our right guard has star development. 86 overall team. Jahmyr Gibbs is going down in overall. I mean, I guess we could trade our first round pick for a new running back. Honestly, probably worth it. It does make a difference in simulation special teams. I forgot to get a kicker and punter. I guess the AI will just sign that. You know what? I'll just sign it myself. Sure. Jake Moody, 86 overall, star development. Just give him a contract. And then we're going to give Ethan Evans, 82 overall. Got an elite special teams here. I'm going to go trade for a new running back. Jahmyr Gibbs is not it anymore. And of course, Vince Henry, the guy that I traded away for a first round pick. I look stupid now. I'm going around shopping a first round pick for a running back when I could have just had Vince Henry. But no, I was stupid enough to trade him away. That's so dumb. An 88 overall running back, I can't even trade a first and a second round pick for him. That's ridiculous. A first and a second, a third, and it still doesn't go through. That is so stupid. I don't know why I just traded away Caleb Lynch. I meant to trade away the 4th string. I'm an idiot. I just gave up way too much value for a running back. It is what it is. I can't do anything. It's so stupid that running backs are so highly valued like that. But again, it is what it is. We just gotta, oh my gosh, I'm going psycho now. Whatever. I got a running back that's pretty good, and he's 24 years old, so I don't gotta worry about him washing out so quickly. Everything else seems pretty good here. Defensively, sure, we're fine. 86 overall team. Sure, I'm sure we'll make the playoffs regardless. We go from Super Bowl winning team to 4-13. I'm gonna keep it a stack with you. I know we're on year 9. This is a 10-year rebuild. I'm not playing year 10. I don't know if you could tell by the drain in my voice. I don't want to play anymore. 18th best offense, 29th defense. Why is my defense 29th? I'm not even going to look at the stats. It's just not even worth looking at, dude. We're 4-13. For what? What happened? I traded for a better running back? Boo-hoo. I don't even have a first, second, or a third round pick because the running back that I traded for. My team, that was a 95 overall. Well, I think it was... Yeah, 94, 95, whenever it was boosted morale at the end of the season, that team couldn't win a Super Bowl. My lowest overall team did. I know I managed the cap a little bit poorly here, but the fact that my defense was bottom like 25 each and every season, like in the 25 or lower, it was ridiculous. And I do the same playbooks every time. Same playbooks, I swear. They just spin a wheel of whether or not your team's good or bad. It's ridiculous. Buster Cherry... go down as one of the most questionable coaches in history. 9-year rebuild. I'll still title the videos 10 years regardless. Anyways, guys, if you enjoyed the pain and suffering throughout this entire rebuild, make sure you guys like and or subscribe. I'll see you guys all in the next one.